Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. In this video, we will continue to learn about our Grignard reagent. So let's look at your notes on page 11. We're going to continue for number 3 where our reagent is aldehyde. So number 2 tadi reagent kita methanol, but this time around it's aldehyde. Okay. So what is actually aldehyde? Okay, previously we have learned aldehyde is actually the class of the compound and the functional group is actually carbonate. Okay, so what is carbonyl? Carbonyl is the carbon that contain our double bond O, and it's bonded to one hydrogen, the carbon double bond O tu. Another one, it could be bonded to another hydrogen, our methanol ataupun R, which is our alkyl group. It could be methyl, ethyl, cyclohexane pun boleh. So when we look at example A kita, R kita adalah CH3, C ni dia adalah CH2CH3, so any alkyl group lah. Okay, and the product form is actually secondary alcohol. So what is actually secondary alcohol? So I have carbon OH masuk dekat sini, and this carbon that contain OH ni secondary maknanya dia bonded to 2 carbon. Tapi carbon tu sebenarnya could be anything lah. Another one dia bonded to hydrogen. So yang ini sebenarnya I don't want to write carbon, I want to write R, which is my alkyl group. So this is our secondary alcohol. Let's look here example A. So again I will do the partial positive, partial negative based on the electronegativity of the atom. Magnesium is group 2, carbon group 14, oxygen is group 16. Okay, and we know across the period electronegativity increase. Okay, so kalau yang partial kalau more electronegative atom, so itulah partial negative kita. So in this case, magnesium is partial positive, carbon is partial negative. Kalau C double bond O, C partial positive, oxygen partial negative. What will happen adalah C double bond O ni will break jadi C single bond O. O ni sebenarnya akan jadi O minus, and it will react dengan MgCl. So O minus, MgCl plus. Okay, so another carbon ni baru ada 3 bond, actually it will be bonded. Dia ada 4 bond, lagi satu dia akan bonded to carbon yang attached to MgCl. So we have CH2CH3. So this is actually the first product lah, the intermediate ni lah. Next we're going to form our secondary alcohol by the reaction with our water in H+. Okay, so water ni again dia H plus dengan OH minus. So we're gonna swap it around lah. Kita akan OH O minus ni dengan H plus to form our alcohol. OH tu will combine with our MgCl, so jadi MgOHCl. So this is our product. But then again, when we look for carbon OH kita ni, dia adalah secondary alcohol. Okay, again, secondary alcohol, it means that it's bonded to 2 alkyl group. Here is bonded to methyl dengan ethyl. So this is your secondary alcohol. Okay, now let's look for example B. So we have our aldehyde. So what would happen adalah I'm gonna write down balik my aldehyde. Okay, but then here it will become single bond O and O minus, and it will combine with our MgBr plus. Okay, but then carbon is not enough lagi. Carbon supposed to have 4 bond. So maknanya from double bond O jadi single bond. Okay, tapi right now we're going to bond it to carbon, this carbon. Okay, and carbon ni is bonded to CH3. On the right hand side, left hand side pun CH3 juga. So this is actually the intermediate species kita lah. Okay, so this is before we react it with our H2OH+. Okay, so now what we're going to do adalah we react it with H2OH+ to form our alcohol. Okay, so O minus ni akan combine dengan our H+, MgBr plus dengan OH minus. Okay, so this is my product as well as my byproduct jugalah. Make sure MgOH tu tengok kalau Br, Cl, Cl. But then again, this byproduct is not compulsory for you to write. But your intermediate species yang ini memang wajiblah compulsory for you to write it down, O minus MgBr plus. Okay, question C. Okay, so question C, we're still gonna react with an aldehyde. Okay, so first thing first, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna write down again our aldehyde here. Hydrogen, carbon, and CH2CH3. Okay, but now it's not double bond O, it's single bond O, and then it will form a new bond. a new bond is with our CH3, and this oxygen is actually O minus, and it will combine with our MgCl plus. Okay, then we're gonna react it with water in H plus, so O nya akan jadi OH. And as we can see, when aldehyde react with Grignard reagent, akan form secondary alcohol. So let's look question D. So this time around, we're going to look for a skeletal structure. Okay, so for skeletal structure, aldehyde ni kita tengok. Carbon ni baru 3 bond. We know carbon has to have 4. So maknanya satu tu adalah carbon hydrogen bond, which is not shown in skeletal structure. But then again, tak kisah pun. What we're going to do adalah for our aldehyde, okay, double bond O tu, we're going to make it single bond O. Jadi O minus, which will combine dengan MgCl, which is MgCl plus. Okay, and then as you can see, sebenarnya carbon ni from the double bond O akan jadi single bond O, tapi sebenarnya dia akan add another bond with a carbon. Tak kisahlah macam mana kamu nak buat. So I'm just gonna draw saya ingat macam ni. Okay, tapi dengan which carbon? Remember with this carbon yang ini, I'm gonna label it carbon number 1, and dia ada bodyguard kan, carbon A dengan B, which is macam kita punya kaki ikan tu. Ekor ikan tu lah. So carbon number 1 ni, we have carbon A dengan carbon B. Okay, and then we're gonna react it with water in H plus. Okay, so which one we're gonna change? Pada O minus tu, dia akan jadi OH. So this is actually our secondary alcohol. Okay, now let's look for question E. Question E, so we're going to do double bond O jadi single bond O. Okay, and then we're going to form a new bond. New bond ni yang kita dah pecahkan dengan our magnesium bromide. And we know we have 3 carbon kan. So if you're not sure, label lah carbon number 1. Okay, and then we have carbon number 2 and carbon number 3. Okay, actually kalau contohnya soalan bagi in terms of skeleton, nak buat jawapan expanded pun boleh, condensed pun boleh. It's up to you which one you're comfortable with lah. Nah, but it's fine, expanded, skeletal or condensed. But here I'm just going to write down condensed lah. Okay, nanti O ni akan jadi OH. But then we remember before that dia akan jadi O minus MgBr plus dulu. And when we undergo acidic workup ni, barulah kita akan jadi OH. Okay, so that's why that's important for H2OH plus to form our alcohol. Now let's look for number 4. Okay, this time around our reagent is actually ketone. So what is actually ketone? Ketone is actually the class of the compound. And then the functional group is actually carbonyl. So kalau carbonyl ni divided into 2, we have aldehyde and we have ketone. Okay, so what we have adalah for ketone, dia adalah masih lagi C double bond O. Okay, so what's the difference dia? Okay, kalau kita tengok aldehyde, kita tengok aldehyde must bonded to one hydrogen. Kalau ketone dia tak, dia must be bonded to another carbon lah. So dua-dua bodyguard dia is another carbon. Okay, and then this product will form tertiary alcohol. So kalau tertiary alcohol, it means that carbon OH kita bonded to 3 of our alkyl group. Okay, so now let's look for example A. Okay, but then for this time around, the same concept sahaja as previous question, but this one I want to try it. Nak tunjuk dekat kamu macam mana. How about if this is a one-step process? Okay, so what does it mean is I'm gonna write down H2OH plus ni dekat atas ni, which is combine jadilah H3O plus. Okay, so macam ni kita nak buat dia jadi one step instead of 2 step as previous example. Okay, but then sebenarnya dua-dua diterima juga. Yang ini I'm just gonna show a shortcut for you. Okay, so yang ini I'm just gonna cancel out this one. Sama je kali dia buat YOLO. Okay, so I'm just gonna ignore H2H plus kat tepi tu. Okay, so now C double bond O ni akan form 2 single bond instead of 1 double bond. Okay, so kita akan buat CH3C, CH3. Okay, again, double bond tu dah akan jadi 2 single bond. Okay, our oxygen gonna maintain it. Okay, and then carbon ni akan bonded to our CH3, CH2. Okay, Make sure sebenarnya dia bonded to CH2 CH3. It's not CH3 CH2. Sebab if you're a bit unsure why, let's try to do it in terms of expanded. Okay, kalau CH3 CH2, nanti maknanya tak cukup lah kamu nak letak carbon kamu tu kat mana. Okay, CH2 CH3, if you do the expanded one, barulah kamu nampak it's the correct structure. Okay, tapi sekarang ni O- ni akan react dengan H2OH+, dan H2O tu akan provide our hydrogen, so akanlah jadi our OH. So kalau nak buat byproduct pun boleh juga. So yang OH- ni akan combine dengan our MgCl+. So ini adalah in terms kalau kamu nak buat shortcut lah. And then as we can see, we still gonna form tertiary alcohol. Okay, so as we can see, number 2 dengan 4 sama sahaja step dia. Tapi cuma if we have different reagent, we're going to form different class of alcohol. Okay, but then question B and C, you should try it yourself. Okay, up to you which one you're going to do. But first, do the 2 steps first. Okay, kalau rasa confident sikit, lepas tu buat 1 step. Dapat tak the same answer. So, just to check. Okay, now let's look for question D. Okay, question D, again, I want to do it in 1-step version. So, yang ini I'm just going to cancel out. Okay, so let's look here. Masih lagi react with our ketone because its bonded bodyguard dia adalah carbon and carbon. Okay, so what we're going to do, okay, we'll react it with H3O+, but about 1 step kan. So, what we will do for our C double bond O akan form C single bond O. Okay. Okay, but then nanti dia jadi O- kan. But when it will react with H3O+, dia akan jadi OH. So, mesti terus buat jadi double bond O jadi OH. So, another 1 bond, kita kena bonded to our, carbon that attached to our Grignard reagent ni. So, here carbon ni, carbon A ni, dia masih ada lagi eco-ikan dia. Okay, so, carbon A, lepas tu dia ada eco-ikan dia. Okay, so this is actually the product. Okay, yang ni terus buat in 1-step version. Okay, kalau nak 1-step version, what will happen adalah carbonyl ni akan jadi OH. Lepas tu we're gonna add another carbon from our Grignard reagent. Okay, so how we're gonna write it down? Okay, I'm just gonna write it down kat tepi ni. Okay, so when our Grignard reagent react with carbonyl, so yang ni number 2 until 4 kita lah. Okay, so what would happen is that C double bond O ni, okay, originally kita akan from our C double bond O, what would happen? Kita akan form COH bond, and then we're going to form carbon bond from our Grignard reagent. Okay, so what does it mean by that? Okay, so kita tengok dekat sini Okay, yang ini kita tengok carbon double bond O, dia terus jadi carbon OH. Lepas tu dah akan form another 1 bond from our carbon yang Grignard reagent ni lah. Okay, so kita tengok balik kalau contohnya number 3 our aldehyde ni, sama tak? Okay, tapi yang ini dia macam jauh sikit but whatever lah. Okay, so C double bond O akan form COH. Tengok C double bond O ni jadi OH. Lepas tu kita akan add carbon ni. Kita tengok yang pada step 1 kita ni. So carbon ni kita add from our Grignard reagent. So that is actually the summary of our reaction dengan carbonyl. Number 2, 3 and 4. Tapi yang example E ni, I think you should try it yourself, tapi cuba buat 1 step.